to the installation of Uncle Klunk. This part will deal with the stage preparation. We call it the pre-installation of Klunk. Later on, after the stage has been prepared, you will begin the actual installation process. Before you begin the pre-installation of Uncle Klunk, it is important that you take inventory of all the items you have received for the pre-installation. If you haven't yet taken inventory, do it now. Use the pre-installation shipment package list contained in the printed pre-installation instructions and check off the inventoried items as you go. If you are missing any of the items or hardware needed for the pre-installation, you should call Fred Quinlan at Creative Engineering Incorporated. His telephone number is area code 305-841-7900. If you are missing any parts, make that call now. All right, we will begin the pre-installation of Uncle Klunk. As you know, Uncle Klunk will be installed where Rolf and Earl have been performing, the stage to the left as you face the performers from the front. Begin by dismantling the Rolf and Earl set. Remove the crash cymbal and stand from the stage. Do that by unscrewing the hardware holding the cymbal and stand to the stage floor. Now tape the hardware you have removed to the cymbal and carefully box it off for storage. As you remove materials from the Rolf and Earl set, they should be carefully protected for storage. Now remove Rolf and Earl's costume. Begin by carefully taking off their masks. Now remove Rolf's feet, body fur, and hands. After removing Rolf and Earl's costume, air down the show. Open the trapdoor and disconnect the main air line to Rolf's valve bank at the T-fitting and also at the oiler. You may have to split the air hose with an X-Acto knife or a razor blade at both locations to get it to separate easily. Now unbolt the quick disconnect on Rolf's valve bank. Use two 7/16" wrenches to unbolt those quick disconnects. Now be careful not to dislodge and lose the O-rings when you separate those parts. As you proceed, be sure to save all the nuts, bolts, flat washers, and lock washers. Also, take this opportunity to tape the ends of and then to wire tie Rolf's character cable to the underside of the stage. Remove Rolf's valve bank from under the stage by pulling it up through the trapdoor. You will need it to get an assistant to help you with the next step. Crawl under the stage and pass Rolf's plumbing harness up and out of the stage through the small hole behind Rolf's foot. You will have to fold the quick disconnect parallel to the air lines to get it through that hole. Now the quick disconnect may not look as though it will fit through the hole, but once it is folded parallel to the air lines, it will. Now it's time to unbolt and remove Rolf from the stage. It is important that you have someone hold Rolf while you unbolt his foot plates. The bolts holding the foot plates are located under the stage, so you may need to have someone there as well. Make sure your assistant is holding Rolf and Earl, otherwise he could take a dive into your dining room. And be sure to save all the nuts and bolts and washers. After Uncle Klunk is installed, you can use his wood dolly, which has been pre-drilled with T-nuts, to bolt Rolf and Earl onto. This will allow Rolf to be secure enough so you may make any necessary repairs on him. Once unbolted, carry Rolf and Earl carefully off the stage and into your tech room. Secure him against the wall until Uncle Klunk's wood dolly becomes available. Now remove the rainbow from the stage. You do that by unscrewing the L brackets from the rear of the rainbow and from the stage itself. When you've done that, carry the rainbow off the stage for storage. Now it's important to wrap the rainbow in paper in order to keep it from becoming scratched, and the hardware should be taped to the brackets. The two pair of red and yellow floodlights positioned behind the rainbow should be removed next. Again, be sure to tape all hardware to the light fixtures and box them for protection and storage. Your carpet has probably gotten a little dirty from all the work we've been doing, so this would be a good time to vacuum it. When you have completed the vacuuming, remove all the staples from your carpet and gradually pull it up off the floor slowly and carefully. Now the carpet will be used again when Rolf goes back on stage. Roll the carpet up after you have removed all those staples and prepare it for storage. Now is the time to remove any protruding objects from the stage floor. This will ensure a flat, clean surface for the new carpet. Now take an inventory of all the props removed so far. The crash cymbal and its hardware, the costumes, mask, feet, hands, body for and drumstick, Rolf's mounting hardware, the floodlights, the two yellow and the two red with their hardware, the rainbow with its L brackets and hardware, and the carpet. All of these items are now ready for storage. For the next step, it's important for you to find the back wall center line. Use a tape measure and measure from the break of the wall by the stage right drape motor. If you have any questions, refer to drawing 1A in the printed instructions. When you find the center line, mark it. Now be sure to save the lumber packed inside of your new carpet. Now lay that carpet out on your stage and unroll it. Align the center line marked on the stage with the center line already marked on the carpet. Be sure the carpet is flush with the back wall when you align it. Now, as you lay the carpet out, you will see it has cutouts and is marked for character placement. In some cases, it's necessary to relocate the trapdoor. Check the layout of your trapdoor in relation to Uncle Klunk, his right foot, the table, and the guest chair. If any of the placement marks on the carpet interfere with the opening and closing of your trapdoor, then you will have to move it. Remove the door by simply unscrewing it at its hinges. Locate a point where you can fit the trapdoor where it will not interfere with Uncle Klunk, and also a place where it will not interfere with Rolf when he is returned to the stage. Take the door and lay it over its new location, and using a magic marker, outline it. Following the outline, use a circular saw to cut out the new trapdoor. When you've finished cutting the new trapdoor, pry it out using screwdrivers and a hammer.